Hey, Coach Barnes, congratulations coming in and beating your good friend Tom Izzo. Early in the week, he talked about the relationship that you guys have had going back. Do you mind giving us a little insight on what that relationship with Tom Izzo has been like?
Well, it means a lot to me. Tom is a guy that makes me proud to be in the coaching profession. He really, we met. I was a young assistant at Ohio State. He was here at Michigan State with Judd, and he had come to Columbus to recruit a kid down there, Eli Brewster, and we sat for 2 hours and watched the practice. And from that point on, we just have developed a friendship. And really, I know he's the kind of guy that if I needed something, I'd call him and ask him. He wouldn't ask why. He would say, "What do you need?" But I really appreciate him. I appreciate Michigan State and everybody putting this game on for what's going on in Maui. But again, Tom is a guy that he really should be a model for young coaches because of the way he's done it. He's always, and we've recruited against him many times, and some we get, some we don't. But when you're involved with him through the years, long before the NIL, you knew it was just going to be a recruiting. It wasn't going to be anything else you had to worry about. And from the many times that we've played each other, again, you know one way or the other you're going to get better because of what he does with his teams and how his teams play and they prepare. But he's one of the great ones that have ever coached this game, and but most of all, I consider him a friend and again someone that I know that would always be there for me if I needed him.
I'm wondering, I know you guys have been doing the closed door stuff, for however many years, but after this experience, would you say the benefit of something like this outweighs that? I know there's some benefits to doing it privately, but going on the road, playing in front of a crowd, would you like to do this again? Would you like to see this regular?
There's no benefit behind closed doors that takes place of this. This should be done. I've said it for years that we should be allowed to play 2 or 3 of these like this. I think it does more to get us ready than the close scrimmages because of the atmosphere. And as much as it helps us, this situation, I think the referees need it more than we need it. And I mean that in a good way. I mean, we get to practice, and we're out there. They come in and do scrimmages, but the work they get doing inter-squad scrimmages doesn't touch this, not even close to it. And I think they would tell you they need it too, and I mean that in a positive way. I just think that as the leagues go to, the Big Ten, 20, maybe 22 of the edition, to keep some of these intersectional games going, I think these games like exhibition games are great to do it. And I think we could all come together for a great cause, whatever it may be. You can pick different causes, different places around the country, whatever it may be, to support people. But this is invaluable. And again, I think Tom, because when I got a call from Dave Odom about Maui and where they might move it to Honolulu, and he had mentioned that Illinois was going to play, I think, Kansas. I think they play today, I think. And I said, why don't we call Tom and see if he wants to do it? And from there, he did it. I mean, he's the guy that said, let's wear the shirts, let's do it all, because he's got such a giving heart that he wants to help when he can. But yeah, I hope from what's going on today and everything that it would be something that they would consider moving forward, that we could have a couple of these, because I think it would help all of us. And we practice so long now. We practice during the summer, and we talked about having something in the SEC in the August just to give us a chance to break from practice. So again, and they could come up with all different kind of rules for it. It could be within 2.5 hours of your campus, 3 hours, whatever it may be. But again, was good, obviously great for us, and again, I think it was great for the officials, and I think they would tell you that.
How encouraging was it the way y'all seemed to respond to every run Michigan State made, especially without Zakai and Santi?
That was probably the biggest takeaway for us, was just that. We had some guys out there that, now they've practiced together, obviously, but and again, Michigan State's going to keep fighting back and do what they do, but that was, we seem to have an answer to it, and I'm happy with our guys, because I didn't know how we were going to respond. I will tell you, I thought our young players, our freshmen especially, found out it's different. We talk about it daily about what it's going to be like going outside competition, how hard those guys play. A couple of the young guys were nervous, which you would expect, but I think that we both probably wanted to play more people coming in, but you get going in the game and you get lost in the game, and you just again, you forget it's an exhibition game. You're just trying to build your team and do things in that moment to help them moving forward, and all the situations at the end of the game. And we both don't have everything in. I'm sure that they would guard post different a little bit. We certainly would a little bit different. Some things, doubling the post here or there, those type things. Either team has everything in it at this point, but a game like this will make you get it in quick.
Kind of along those lines, Tom hasn't really done much full court pickup, so I don't know how much. I think he did it in the exhibition game this week, but when a team makes a structural change like that, how important are these moments in particular to kind of work those kinks out?
Well, again, we expected it. We had talked about it in practice, and being without two guards that normally are back there doing that for us, and that's how we want to play. We just didn't think we could sustain it today. I was impressed with their guards' conditioning, their physical cardio toughness. I thought they worked us back there in the backcourt really well, and that's how we want to play too, and that's how we will play once we can put it all together. But I thought that, they scored off of it. They got some buckets. I mean, early when we jumped out early, they got back in the game by us turning the ball over, and that was due to them. It wasn't, I mean, we got sloppy a few times, but a lot of it had to do with their physicality and making us work to get it in. And Jemiah Mashak really did a good job when you think about what he had to do today. He carried a big load today with those guys constantly coming at him, but again, what they did is what I hope we can work ourselves into, because it's effective. It affects teams, and again, I hope we can. I know we'll learn from it. We haven't done that much in practice with it. Normally, that's how we would practice, but because of Zakai being out and different guys in and out, we just haven't got to that point yet. But again, hopefully, we will.
Rick, is that the Dalton that you've been seeing lately? And did you have any
No,
concerns or interests?
I haven't seen that. I'll be honest with you. I mean, offensively, yes, I have. I mean, we think offensively that he's an extremely gifted player, but the way he came out and played defense at the start of the game, I have not seen it at any point in time, which is a good thing because it's on film now, and he's raised the bar, which is a good thing, because I think he proved to himself today that if he wants to lock in and get it done, he can. And again, he as a coaching staff, what we want to see him is to play that hard defensively, and if he does, his offense is going to take care of itself. It is, and but that's the hardest I've seen him play defensively at any point in time since he's been with us.
Why do you think that is, or where did that come from?
I don't know. I can't. I don't know, but and I think a lot of it has to do. I thought Jemiah and Josiah today did a really good job. Jonas too, really in his own way, getting those guys to know they had to lock in and guard, and they were very active, talking huddles, halftime, and that's what you want to see. I mean, those guys have been through it, but I thought they kept giving him confidence. But he did. He worked. That's as hard as I've seen him work defensively.
What did you learn about Jordan Gainey today, and what do you need to see more of from Freddie DeLeon to be a bigger factor?
Well, Jordan Jordan's had a big target on his back for as a freshman. As you know, he led the nation in three-point shooting, and last year every game he played, he was a target of everybody's scouting report. And here's what I do know: going at the end of the game when he went up there in practice, when we're working on situations and guys go up there and they got to make a free throw for us to execute what we need to execute. And if they don't, I will say you're going to run a 17 drill, be missed to put some pressure on him. He's the one guy that always wants to go up there. He does. He likes that moment. But I think Freddie's going to be fine. I do. I think this is good for him. Again, a lot of the things that he likes to do, he's going to have to change, because a lot of things he likes to do when he was struggling. I mean, he was out there, and we were determined we're going to leave him in, see if he could play through it. And I thought, again, his teammates really encouraged him. They were really trying, because he was getting frustrated, because I don't think he's had people come at him like that off the drive, pressing into him. He got the ball where he wanted to get it, but he couldn't get it up. Those type things where he's got to get quicker, chin to rim, and those type things. But we believe in him. We really do, and we know we need him, and we need everyone. But I thought today, probably more than anything, as much as we've talked about, you guys have no idea what you're getting into, and I can't explain it to you. I can only show you. But until you get out there and feel it, he felt it today. That's one thing I asked him. I said, "You guys understand now what we're talking about?" And all the young guys play, so they do.
Rick, just without Zakai and Santi today, what would you think of Jemai and some of those other guys handling the ball on the road in this type of environment, even for an exhibition?
Again, proud of you guys have watched this practice. We've been having Jemai handle the ball a lot throughout the summer and the fall, and we like it. Like early, the speed we played with early is what we want. We didn't sustain it, and some of that has to do with because Tom's teams, Michigan State, they're hard to guard. I mean, they're physical. They run great action. They come off with speed, and to maintain it on both ends as much as we want to be the defensive team that we think we can be, we've got to have the depth to have it. But I was really proud of the older guys fighting through. I mean, they know how to deal with it. Jemai and they've been in a lot of those big games, but both teams turn it over a lot. We don't turn it over. They don't turn it over that much, but that's what you would kind of expect this kind of year, because what they gave us today, as much as we tried, we can't assimilate it in practice, and I'm sure it's vice versa for them. But so we both will take a lot from it.
You mentioned maybe not having everything defensively put in, but were you pleased with the intensity and attention to detail on that side of the ball?
Other than the dunks on the corner, I mean, we talked about that. We said, we told them who was going to run from the corners and dunk, and it's two of our older guys. I mean, I think Josiah gave up one, and Shaq gave up one, and right now I'll give them the benefit of the doubt to say maybe fatigue had something to do with it, but that's one thing that we've talked about a lot, that corner cut, and they got a couple of those, but again, the communication was pretty good overall. We got spread out a little bit because we really tried to prepare for this game like you would a regular game in terms of a scouting report, personnel driven. How we wanted to play each individual guy. Who's the guy that we want to run off on the 3-point line? Who do we think we can take advantage of? And I'm sure they did the same thing. And for the most part, our guys did a pretty good job carrying out the scout report.
To follow up on the dunks, what do you think of Cohen Carr's leaping ability and to play in the Maui Invitational this year in closing? What does that mean to you?
Well, we recruited Colin Carr, and I'm not surprised by him, but what did surprise me was Dalton Connect. That dunk he had, that one surprised me. Kind of brought me back to my playing days, but Tom got a terrific player there, and he's going to do a great job with him. But he's a guy that we knew. I mean, a guy like that, you don't even have to throw a perfect pass. He'll turn a mediocre pass into a perfect pass with the way he can go get it. But going to Maui this year with what's happened over there, I think it's I just my heart breaks for what's going on over there, and the fact it's going to take a long time to rebuild. Bill Rafferty, as you know, who's been going there forever. We talked about it last night, and he was even telling me more because he had developed so many friendships over there through the years, and the fact that so much of the area that we all spent time in is not really there anymore. But again, I can't thank Michigan State and really Tom for the fans were terrific today, and for the calls, it's just really something special. It really is, and again, I'm just glad that we could do our part to let the people in Maui know that we appreciate them and all they've done for a lot of college basketball through the years. And we've been there a lot. I know Tom's been there a lot, and he talked about that. But I'm just thankful that what we did today can help them in some way. Thanks, everyone. All right, thank you, guys.